Flashing lights in the dark baritone hum. Engines spinning till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Giants calling for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Strap me in, fuel me with untamed speed. Data in the storm, all the rush I need. Glitches on the edge, chaos in the stream. Sim racing paradise, unraveling the sea. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Flashing lights in the dark baritone hum. Engines spinning till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire, chasing glory through the chaos of desire. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat-soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment extreme. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, glance at the endless night. Fight to fight, we live for speed. Nothing defeats our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines cry. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul.
And welcome back to Nerd TV for another Smoky Mountain Sim Racing Truck Series race, live from the virtual St. Petersburg Road Course, as we're getting our countdown to green underway, presented by Icon Apparel Company. It's iconapparelcompany.com. Well, we're going to head over there after you get done watching this race, and you're going to suit your esports team up with your favorite colors and fully customized hoodies, shirts, embroidered hats, racing gloves. They got it all. IconApparelCompany.com. And we're going road course style. We got about 4 minutes left in this qualifying session. They do run a 10-minute qualifying. So naturally, it just pushes our broadcast time back about 5 minutes roughly, especially with the driver count being around 9 or 10. So if you had any concerns as to why it got pushed back just a few minutes, that's it. So, and here we go. We're going to look over a couple things here, like the race information, which is now present on your screen. 73 degrees in the air, 93 on the track surface, 9 mile an hour winds from the south end, and 3 green-white checkered attempts, 5 additional sets for 60 laps. I hope we're not touching half that amount, but we'll find out here. And your field percentage, 75% on these road courses for this 1.77 mile, 14 turn St. Petersburg Road Course. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty on the internet. Dustin Logston calling the action with me and pressing the buttons, flying the camera, all that fun jazz. The man of 1,000 hats plus one. That's kind of weird. Why is my cup on my screen? I don't know how it got there. But what's going on, Dustin?
Yes. I don't know. I will tell you when we get done, because I literally just downloaded this track like 2 hours ago. Never seen this track. Jason's usually in here. He's usually our go-to guy.
It's true.
So yeah, we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna find out. We're gonna do something.
You're gonna see a fun track. I don't know if you've caught the racing action this year from St. Peter in years past, from no matter what series. But
Jeremy, you know I don't watch NASCAR anymore, man. You
hey,
know I don't.
I said IndyCar. You know,
No.
you could go.
I could.
Multiple series run this place.
I could,
man.
but no.
It's a cool street course. I'm a huge fan of street courses. I don't know if you could tell, but I love them absolutely. This one's pretty fun to drive. I got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You got a 180-degree sweeping flat homestead-like corner to end the race, or end the lap rather. Get a couple of technical spots right off the rip after the start-finish line. The restart zone happens to be in the corner just before you get to the exit on turn 14 to get yourself set up for the longest straightaway, which is the front stretch, which is also a runway on an airport. So kind of Sebring-ish, right?
Yeah, I mean it's I've been watching these drivers kind of go around it. I mean, it looks like a decent one, Jeremy. You know my feeling on street courses, especially in a stock car, or in this case, stock truck racing series. But I mean, they've been slinging it around there. So I mean, it definitely seems like it's got a little attitude to it. So should be interesting. Very tight though. I mean, most of these street courses really are. I mean, you think street courses, you think like Monaco and everything else, going back to Formula One, but it's not a lot of room on here. Very tight corners, a lot of lefts and rights going through here. So drivers definitely have to be on the up and up. There's going to have to be a lot of give and take on here. Otherwise, we are going to find ourselves in a hornet's nest for sure.
Yeah, that first couple sections right off at the very beginning, if you the cold tires and it's a street course, so if you're not super careful, you could cause the pile up, which could damage half the field just like that. So, got 10 seconds left in this qualifying session before we jump it off to the race session. So, thanks to W, our pre-race commentator show, presented by W, of course. Drinking my s'mores flavored with milk. That's kind of cool. Milk and energy. I thought that was going to be crazy dumb, but it actually much worth it. So shout out to W for that. But here we go. Qualifying over. Race is live. So I want to take our cameras off your screen and gonna go over the starting lineup here just in a second. We're gonna wait for a few more cars, or trucks rather, to kind of grid up here. Got about 6. Yeah, let's fire it up here. Here's starting lineup for race number 3 at St. Pete. Presented by Brett's Coffee Co. We got Eddie Baker starting P1. Tyler Merritt going to be starting in second place. Row 2, Braxton DeWeese. In fourth place to his outside, Brandon Cooper. Row 3, Christopher Cash. Joey LeMay starting P6. And then the final row, row 4, Raymond Bell in 7th, Bryson Colwell in 8th. Bryson on the YouTube chat saying, excited to run my first road race. Been working hard on this week here at Twin Stacks Racing. So he's put a lot of time in, different leagues, a lot of laps. This guy's going to start from last place, Dustin. What better practice than to try to pass from the back of the field?
And I got to throw a shout out to Bryson as well, and an apology, because I mean, this man sent me his driver pick to put in there, and you see it on the starting grid. Did not have one. It has been one heck of a week with the holiday week with 4th of July, and stuff at the job has been having me drive all over the place. So my time to try to get that stuff done has not been all that well, but I will get to it, Bryson. That much I promise you.
Yeah, 100% here. So we got just a couple of corners here. We're going to go on a couple straightaways, and then we will find ourselves a green flag racing here. 60 laps, by the way, all the way through. Not sure if the cautions were turned off from the iRacing side, but the admins do have the right to throw a caution if it gets too congested. One more corner dust in here, and we are headed for green flag.
Yeah, this opening lap is going to be very interesting, especially diving it off into turn 1. It's going to be very hairy going in. Drivers are going to have to be on the on the marks going into this. I mean, otherwise we're going to have a huge stack up in turn 1. Green flag flies. We are underway for the Nana Cash's Crafts at St. Pete. As they dive it off into turn 1, Eddie Baker on the inside, Merritt on the outside, and looks like Merritt's going to clear them before they get to 2.
Part of me wishes I was part of this race, Dustin. I love this track. I love the street course and a clean couple corners to that very tight section there. Now we're going to go off into a decently wide straightaway here before we get to our 90-degree almost corner. It doesn't go 90 degrees, but you have to turn the truck 90 degrees to set yourself up for the following left-hander. A couple tight sections through here. Excellent throttle control through these drivers so far. Really tight there. Very easy to hit the left side of your truck off of that concrete. Oh, we got one truck in the back there, a Halo truck.
Raymond Bell.
Number 28, Raymond Bell. Around the only Ram truck, so he's going to be now last place with that thing. And these guys are completing their first lap of 60 here at St. Pete.
Yeah, first lap of 60. Bear down, folks. Get yourself some Dubby. Put it in a Frost Buddy. It's gonna be a long one. They're taking off laps, Jeremy, here probably about 1:16 seconds. So 60 laps is going to be a lot. These drivers are going to be wore out beyond belief. But right now, Tyler Merritt in that 38 machine out to an early lead, already 1.2 seconds as we are working lap 2 of 60 right now, Jeremy. But again, a lot of racing still left to go. We still have stage break at lap 20, so we will get a competition caution at lap 20. Fuel run on these trucks at this track about 25 laps. So once they get the green flag, they will have to pit in that second stage at least once.
Yeah, 100% there. Little breakaway here for the first couple of drivers. Third and fourth are still kind of nose to tail there. Tyler showing the way early how to get it done here on a street course here in St. Pete. They haven't broken up as much as I thought they would, Dustin. Third and fourth kind of have each other's numbers right now with only a half a second gap here. They're running a little defensive, running all the way to the bottom, setting themselves up for the corner. Typical NASCAR entrance, you go wide on the entry to apex with a lot of speed on exit. These guys are choosing the safe route, probably because of the cold tire or probably just because of the natural looseness these trucks bring at a road course, where if you try to overturn at a higher speed, they get looser so much quicker. So they're going to play the safe route here. Look at these guys, not even bumping the curbs for the most part through that tight section. Oh, little pass here. No. Okay, I thought he was going to make an effort there. That was going to be a deep braking zone and a tough pass to make. And Braxton DeWeese holds off Cooper.
Yeah, actually, Braxton DeWeese just passed Cooper. Cooper was in third place. Braxton DeWeese was able to get by him. But yeah, you were right. I was wondering if Cooper was going to try to rebound and try to outbrake going into the corner there, but thought better of it. That's going to move Braxton DeWeese up to P3 in the Nerd TV podium behind Eddie Baker and Tyler Merritt. Brandon Cooper now settles in fourth place. Joey LeMay, fifth place. Chris Cass, sixth. Bryson Colwell in seventh. And Raymond Bell in eighth place after that spin on lap 2.
Third and fourth still holding it nose to tail here. The best battle on the track is a little loose from both of those drivers there, Cooper and DeWeese, as they complete their third lap here. Lap number 4 underway. So almost a quarter of the way down through stage number 1 before we head off for the long boy stage 2, which is just under 40 laps in time. Oh, the 51 Cooper loose off the curbing. He's going to lose about 2 to 3 truck lengths on the 8 through the town portion of the track. Let's see if he makes another dive at, oh, the 8. Braxton got on the brake there, a little bit of rear brake bias situation, slaps the wall, and it instantly brings the 51 of Cooper back in the picture.
Yeah, and the thing is with this track, Jeremy, because there's not that much room, if you miss your mark, as we've seen these drivers get loose and miss it a couple times here as they've been battling each other, if you miss your mark, it takes you a couple corners to sit here and try to get back on hitting your marks. Just because of how tight this track is. And it looks like we got some going on up here. This is your race leader.
Yeah.
This is Tyler Merritt. Let's see what happens here to the 38 as he goes off into the... Oh, completely misses it. Has to throw it in reverse. That's going to give Eddie Baker the race lead. DeWeese gets by. Brandon Cooper gets by. Oh, man. That lead that he was doing just overshot, missed the brake, locked up the front tires, and slid right through.
Yeah, I was watching that on my screen as you caught it on the replay section there. I was like, wait, isn't that the race leader that was ducking back into traffic? So he's got a lot of work to gain there as we go back to the Nerd TV replay. And oh, here we go. Raymond Bell almost saves it. The second attempt at it slams the inside wall. He's going to crush in his left front and then the right rear and then the right front. He might as well just tag the left rear. Nope. He said, I'm done. Raymond Bell, at least taking the tow for the time being, still in session. He's going to be all but done here early. Only 5 laps in.
That was a lot of damage. That initial hit, heavy left front damage there. And Jeremy, you need every bit of it on a road course or a street course, either one, for handling. And it just, that left front was gone, and then that secondary hit after going through the corner, there's heavy right front damage as well. So handling definitely going to be gone on that. A lot of repairs in tow and in the future for a driver of the 26 Raymond Bell.
As our in-race reporter Steve comes over the chat, it's on my end, it says ram it. The only ram it happening there is Raymond, and he's still, oh, he's actually just disconnected. So officially 1 driver out, 7 to go on the scoring pylon, and still second and third place now for battle or for grabs here. Tyler Merritt's fallen back a little bit after his spin hitting the wall. I don't know if he's got some internal damage as we're riding on board Brandon Cooper in the 51. Just watch. We should go on board for a whole lap here at St. Pete for the ones who don't know how this track layout looks from the driver's perspective.
Yeah, I mean, as you can tell, I mean, the roof cam gets you a little bit more of a wider angle than what it actually looks like in the cockpit. But, I mean, you could tell, Jeremy, this is a very tight, very narrow track. And, I mean, in order to get your entry right to the corners and get your arc right, you have to get right next to those walls to maximize the speed and the cut and the arc to get in. So, I mean, these drivers are on the ragged edge the entire time. They are, I mean, just throwing it around this track.
Yeah, like Brandon's been especially loose on this final corner, turn 14, losing a lot of ground on average to Braxton DeWeese, which they are both chasing your new leader after the 38 of Tyler Merritt hit the wall there in the back half of his lap, number 3. Whoa, Eddie Baker out to a 2.8. Oh, there's the wall. There's the technical part of the track. And then his truck
just disappeared.
Okay, well, waiting for Brandon Cooper, manually disconnected. I don't know how you manually disconnect while mid-racing. So I'm assuming someone went up to his computer and pressed Alt F4, because usually if it's an internet connection, you get the packet loss.
Yeah, packet loss and fall through. So that one there was pulled the power cord, Alt F4. That's about the only way you manually disconnect that way. There's no way you can do it that fast, because you have to come to a stop to exit to the pits and then to exit out of the race.
Just like that, we got 6 drivers left here in lap number 7, so we're 3 laps away rather for stage break. As we're watching this guy school the drivers behind him here with his 2.7 second lead. The past 3 laps actually has been a virtual tie between Eddie Baker and Braxton DeWeese, just holding that 2.7, 2.8. You see right there, driver versus driver, or in the future it's going to be buddy versus buddy for Frost Buddy. As Eddie there, you see the 2.8s still steady through here. Really technical part. This is the part, like, you watch this camera angle, like it's not a 90-degree corner, but the drivers go 90 degrees to set themselves up over the curbing there. Through like the chicane-ish style cornering. Every road course has some type of chicane built into it. That one almost doesn't look like it because it's so more exaggerated than others. But look at Tyler Merritt here. He's back to it, Dustin. Half a second between him and the truck number 8.
Yeah, he's trying to chase down Braxton DeWeese right now after that corner right there that he just went through. And Jeremy, I gotta ask you, you do way more road racing than I do. I mean, I know you got me dabbling into the endurance racing. I've been having a lot of fun with that. I don't know if it's just me or if it's a lot of other drivers. When something like that happens, like I'll take us back to our Daytona 24 2-man team, you and I doing it 12 hours apiece in the rig. And when something happens and you come back to that corner, it's almost like you have a little anxiety, a little PTSD when it comes to that corner. And it just flashes back of the mistake or the incident that took place there. Is that just me, or does that happen to a lot of drivers?
I guess you can go 2 ways on that question. Yes, the easy route is yes. The very next time you get back to it, right before... Oh, hold on. Tyler Merritt slaps the wall there. He's got more damage to the left front of his truck. He's going to back it down behind Braxton a little bit. But back to that. If you don't know what went wrong, then you're thinking the whole lap. You're going to be a little bit slower because you're so concentrated on not your racing line. And then when you get back to it, you're heavy study mode for that one time. And so yeah, you got a little PTSD. And then there's the other flip of the coin where, like our 24-hour event, let's say we're 13, 15 hours into the race. You make one mistake in one corner that you weren't making mistakes for the last 13 hours. You don't think about it. You just fly through it like normal. It's just like clockwork. But we're only 6-10 laps in, like these guys are now, and have that mistake. They're really scratching their heads, like going, how did I miss that? I've been just doing this in practice. So For these guys, yeah, it'd be PTSD.
Yeah, and I mean it's tough. I mean, I am by no means a road racer. I'm probably by far one of the slowest drivers on our endurance team. But you know what? I'm trying, Jeremy. I'm trying, and I progressively get better with every endurance event that we do. And I will say that the Daytona 24 was probably the most fun that I've had in an endurance event. And it was an accolade
Ever.
and it was an accolade that the team was able to sit here and complete. We had the bare minimum amount of drivers to make it an official entry into the event, and got our best overall finish of 8 out of that entire event, which was super awesome. And I think I walked away from that one actually feeling really good about you getting me into endurance racing. Now, Spa last year, not so much. Not so
wanna
much.
talk about it?
All I can say is brand new Mustang with rain at Spa. It didn't handle too well for any of us.
No, they didn't put on the grip tires at all in that rain session. Those were the slickest tires I have ever driven. Yeah, I was so curious. We tried it out in a Corvette, we tried it out in a Porsche, and it had so much more grip. I'm just thinking, why? I know that Mustang's a little heavier, sure, but like, that was nuts. So, but they've gotten better. But oh, Tyler, hold on to it. Almost slammed the back of the 8, really heavy on the brake. Thankfully, no lockup, and it prevented it from staying off the 8's bumper. Tyler trying everything powerhouse style to get around this 8 truck. But yeah, no, we're gonna hopefully retry Spa here next, or I guess in a week and a half, really. Oh, crossover. That was a beautiful move. Setting himself up right there. Wide to inside. Gets the braking point down. That is a beautiful pass here.
That was well played by the 38 of Tyler Merritt on that one there. Crossover. He was on the outside. He sat here and burped the throttle, crossed over, put himself on the inside going into the left-hander, and was able to complete the pass. So Mark Tyler Merritt up to P2. Braxton DeWeese falls back to P3. But Jeremy, they are still all chasing that guy right there, driver 84. Last week's winner, Eddie Baker.
They are, since they're single file down, Tyler's back to second. I would imagine that Tyler is now just watching his relative F3. Oh, we got a spinner out there, the 47 off of turn 4 there, Bryson Colwell. We're going to go to the Nerd TV replay and see what happened to the 47 here, right in front of your leaders, essentially.
Oh, he just got on the throttle. Yeah, it almost looked like he was, hesitant to get on the throttle because he knew it was going to get loose. And even though he hesitated and he was conservative with it, once he got onto it, it still broke loose.
Yeah, it was so late into the straightaway. Like, he had already got through corner exit. There's some bumps. Of course, it's a street track, right? So it's not freshly paved by any means. And it just upset the truck enough, and he followed through with the heavy throttle. So, but back to what we were talking about, Spa 24. We got just, 1 week away, essentially. And I think we have a much better chance. We got a very beautiful NOS Energy Kyle Busch throwback on the Corvette. But we got the Nerditudes logos on it, whatnot. So looking forward to that. Hopefully we get enough practice in. And I think Dustin needs to get into this Ferrari challenge here, the C-Class, D-Class stuff. Because these cars, Dustin, these C and D classes, if you want to learn a road course without getting pummeled by the professionals, like, this is probably one of the most fun series you can drive, is these C and D series.
And I've heard you talk about it. I've heard a couple other leagues that I run in that a few of the drivers said that they were getting into it. And it's one of those. Eddie Baker off track, race leader. No, almost similar mistake to what happened with Tyler Merritt. We're going to take a look and see what happened here. He goes through the corner. Everything's looking good, Jeremy.
Flawless. Too much speed.
Too much speed going in. Didn't hit anything, but man, he has to back it up. He loses first and second, so he falls back to third. Tyler Merritt, Braxton DeWeese now hold the top 2 spots.
South Florida corner not too friendly there to the Sullivan Tire 84s. He drops him and drops himself back to third place with that mistake. And he had a 4-second lead. Now, as he crossed the line, let's see how much he has fallen. 4 seconds. So he lost exactly what he had. So 8-second difference from that mistake there. And now back to the race lead goes Tyler Merritt from lap 3 to lap 14. 11 laps it took the 38 to go from first to fourth back to first.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a heck of a rebound, especially at such a tight track that is St. Petersburg. But definitely a good drive. We got 7 laps left and remaining in this stage event, and these drivers will come down, service their trucks, get fresh simulated Goodyears on there, full tank of simulated Sunoco race fuel, and they'll get back at it again. But right now, Tyler Merritt picking up where he left off before that overshoot of that corner.
Then here we go to the final corner here, completing lap 14, 6 laps to go. Stage number 1. We're going to see what the lap difference looks like, see if Eddie Baker's making some moves back. I don't think so, because Tyler was clearly the fastest truck before he made his mistake. And 4.1, so he lost
about 3 yep.
About 3/10 there. Bryson Colwell in the 47, still in pit road. Still in session, but he's multiple laps down after his spin out there off I think that, well, actually it's turn 3, the turn 3 spin out that he had just about 4 laps prior. Cycling through, here's a race leader, Braxton DeWeese, 2.6. He's slowly starting to drop back. Eddie Baker, I think, should catch him before we get to the stage end here in 5.5 laps. What's right on board the 84 Eddie Baker? Maybe Oakley visor cam, maybe roof camera, maybe spoiler camera. Let's bring up the twisted speed. Got that. As we bring up our
not that.
I was in the caffeine team driver cam last week, and then we're doing things over here.
You need to fire. You need to fire your producer. Get a new one, Jeremy. It's over. Just can me, man.
In the final race, about a 460 plus, actually 470 plus.
This
broadcast.
is 477. 477.
Cutting himself loose before the 500th one. What are we doing for 500?
I don't know. We need to sit here. We need to plan something big, man. We need to plan something big for 500 productions that you and I have been doing up here in the booth together in some way, shape, or fashion. That's a milestone number, 500. So we gotta plan something. We got a little bit of time, but I definitely think we need to do something special.
We still got plenty of time here for doing 2 broadcasts a week. We got 23 to go on that counter. So that's 12 weeks, 11 weeks. I think we can get something whipped up in 3 months. It was Braxton goes wide in that corner. Eddie's gonna be all over his back here. About 1 truck length is the gap as they fly through the kink there into turn 10. They go, which by the way they are catching your race leader just a little bit. Still 1 truck length. Eddie does so much better through there, through 12 and 13. To his end or outside, the left rear quarter panel goes extra wide. Gonna lose that ground he just made there, but that was a beautiful section there for Eddie.
Yeah, made up a lot of time there. Did Eddie Baker on Braxton DeWeese. Lost it on corner exit though, as he was on the outside. Had to give that back up. So now difference is about 2 truck lengths. Got to try to work it back up. We got 4 laps to go in stage. Eddie Baker, though, he's tracking.
This is a lot of fun to watch here. How loose Braxton DeWeese is, trying to keep his truck. Now he's got a lot of pressure, Dustin. He can't back up the corners like he wants to because he knows the 84 might run him over on accident. Of course, everyone's got such unique braking points, especially for a track that's very unknown to a lot of these drivers out here. And Eddie's clearly got the better line. He just has to play as Braxton gets upset again through the exit of turn 9. Does Eddie do similar? No, he went in too low on that one. He can't do the crossover like Tyler did. Bounces off the wall. There we go. Drives it in deep. He's going to full ship the 8 of Braxton DeWeese. He does the respectable thing and lets him continue as the second place holder. Which is like that, Dustin just talked about it. He just got the brakes too hard, too late, hit the wall, and chipped both of them.
Yeah, but like you said, did the respectable thing there. Eddie Baker could have easily just drove to the left side of Braxton DeWeese and left him in the dust, but didn't. Waited, let Braxton collect it back up, and let Braxton hold that second place position. They get back up to speed. Eddie says, no, that's not how I'm going to take that position. If I'm going to take it, it's going to be through hard racing. So, again, awesome sportsman move there.
Just a fantastic battle here. Inside 3 laps to go. Eddie loses a little ground there off of turn 3 into the quick 4, 5, 6. Eddie makes up a decent amount of time here. Braxton can kind of get turn 7 and turn 8. And then turn 9 onward is where Eddie's... Oh, there it is. Speaking of which, side by side, tough pass into the wall goes Braxton. Eddie Baker to the point. P2 there gets a 1-2 truck length advantage. As long as he gets to this corner cleanly, Eddie should be able to slingshot his way clear of the 8.
Yeah, and I mean that these guys have been battling it out now, Jeremy, for about the last 3 laps. And I mean that a fantastic run by these guys. Now, in the process of doing that contact, that bump from Eddie Baker to Braxton, that got Braxton upset, and Eddie let him, gather it back up, and they got back to racing. They were tracking and chasing down Tyler Merritt, but due to that 3.2 second gap that they had is now 9.5 seconds. So they're definitely going to be looking forward to this this stage caution here to kind of close everything back up and kind of reset, rinse, and repeat.
Let's actually cycle back here for the next lap or so. This is a great battle, but also let's put a little light on Christopher Cash and Joey LeMay, who have been also 0.3, 0.4 seconds away from one another. Right now they got a little bit extra space here off of turn 14. So it's about 4 to 5 truck lengths now, but these guys have been nose to tail for a little bit. And so we've been so locked on the epic battle between Braxton DeWeese and Eddie Baker that Christopher Cash, Joey LeMay looking for some spotlight here as the 0 truck Joey gets a little loose going through turn 4 and 5.
Yeah, and I mean, it's for do right. I mean, we know that, there's a number of trucks that are damaged on pit road, have backed out, or alt F forward in Cooper's situation here. But these 2 drivers, being Chris Cash and Joey LeMay, have ran a very clean race. I mean, excellent run for Chris Cash up in P4. LeMay, again, had a solid run last week. And these 2 drivers have been running each other clean and consistent all the way through. They're not on the speed level as Merritt, Baker, or DeWeese, but again, all they have to do is finish, and they're set for a pretty decent, points night here at a track that is not easy to run, Jeremy. We've seen it already. We have seen pretty much all 3 of your front drivers either make a mistake or have some type of situation take place. We've seen Merritt go off track. We've seen Eddie Baker go off track. We've seen Braxton DeWeese get tagged and slice the wall. It's not an easy track or an easy skill set to have to, be fast at this track. If I was out there, I guarantee you I wouldn't be in any of these shots here. I would probably be in the pits getting repairs done.
Yeah, no, that's a good point there. Look at their back nose to tail here. Within 1 to go on the stage. Can Joey find something to get around Christopher Cash? As Tyler Merritt just crosses the start-finish line, and there it is. Stage flag. They can't wait for 10 drivers, Dustin, when there's 5 on track, so they're just going to toss it right when Tyler Merritt takes the line for lap 21. Caution, caution is out. Tyler Merritt is your stage winner. They should be getting pit road entrance, not this time, but next time. And hopefully it's a 2-lapper before they go back to green flag. But since they're going to get wound up, Dustin, we're going to take our first picture-in-picture commercial break. Since they're just winding down here from stage 1, we'll be back here shortly.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And back to full screen here, half a lap roughly before we go to stage number 2, and a little action-ish, if you will, on this caution cycle. This driver number 69, Christopher Cash. Oh, okay, well, that explains it. I saw him come down pit road by himself and then park it. I didn't expect to see the 47 Bryson, who just was on YouTube after his wreck and said, I hate it for myself. I practice this. It was not meant to be that way. And then he comes through and just clobbers. He was going to miss the corner regardless. This is under caution, by the way. So, that's interesting. So now we have 4 drivers for stage 2. Let's see if those other guys get out. Looks like Christopher Cash definitely disconnected. Bryson got some damage to repair again. This man is living on pit road tonight at St. Pete. Hopefully he's got his 10 out. Got a nice cold beverage sitting in his cockpit of his truck. You're going to watch these drivers right here on your screen go for it for, was it 36 more laps. Pace car's going to zoom by. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. Green flag. Wait, green flag's in the air. Premature Patrick got that thing out bright and early. There it is. Now we got the official racetrack green flag. Green, green, green. Now we got a little movement early from Braxton to Weiss. Tyler Merritt takes the clearance over the 84. Drives it off. Watch out. Turn 1 through 3. Cold tires. Could be crazy.
Yeah, and it looked like there was a little bit of contact between DeWeese and Baker there as they went through that turn. But now they get everything all situated out. Tyler Merritt out front, Eddie Baker P2, DeWeese P3, and Joey LeMay after the craziness that took place under caution. Colwell still in the session though, but as it sits, Jeremy, if he could sit here and get that thing going and get back out there and pull 10 laps, he could still track in and pass Cash and get a top 5 finish here at St. Pete.
These guys, all 4 evenly spaced out, head off into turn 10. A little shoot down here to 11 and 12 before they get to the double cornered 13. Oh, Eddie Baker heavy on the curbing right there. Able to still drive it in a little too deep. Another
Braxton
DeWeese.
DeWeese.
Eddie Baker almost lost it into the grass. Braxton DeWeese said, watch this. He's going to slide heavy as we go back to the Nerd TV Rewind for the first time. And we're going to see how this took place. It wasn't because of the curbing. He might have touched the grass on the right side, Dustin, and that's what upset the truck.
Yeah, and he goes for a hell of a slide there. Hits the grass, doesn't make any contact with anything else, but now he's got, just dirty, marbled up tires. And now he's got a lot of ground to make up. So that's a tough, tough break for driver 8, Braxton DeWeese, on this one here, who is second in points. And to add insult to injury, Jeremy, just pings it off of the safety barrels there in that corner. So struggles going on for driver 8. And we typically do not see this out of Braxton DeWeese.
New environment with the street course. I love it, but these guys, not so much. Struggling overall is the theme of the night for a lot of the drivers, the race leaders included. Both have missed corners. They've shifted positions because of that, and it's cycled as Eddie Baker, I'm watching Eddie is ramping these curbs, Dustin. That 11 to 12 curbing, he did it last lap. That time he monster trucked it. He might have gotten all 4 wheels off the ground. He is flying through that section trying to keep up with Tyler. You see the gaps right now, about a 15 truck length gap between second and third place, and another 10 to 15 to get to fourth. And Bryson Colwell, by the way, still, pun included, trucking. Oh, never mind. He just missed the corner again. Bryce Colwell. Let's see if he's going to back it down. Here we go. This is not the third time we've seen it in this corner, turn number 10.
Yeah, this corner here has been the bane of a lot of drivers tonight. Coffin corner, as you call it. And he's going to flip. You know what? I'm going to give him style points, man. A little Gymkhana action there out of driver 47.
And then not so much.
Not so much there. Yeah, just it's tough, Jeremy. It really is. And like I said, I can't sit here and say much about the struggles that the drivers are having, because I probably would have been the first one out of this race, and that's not exaggerating it. I probably would have been the first one out of this race. Just, tuning in, taking notes while these guys were putting down practice laps and everything else. It's this track's on a different level.
I got word that Christopher Cash, truck 69, had his issues because his VR headset that he races with, I guess it has issues or just broke. I got the word broke out of the text message, so we'll see what that means for next week. Maybe he gets an Apple Vision Pro, which is newly supported through iRacing. He'd be riding in the VR world in 4K on that device. And then also the 47, Bryson Colwell, is labeled with a DNF. He has manually disconnected 4 drivers.
Oh no, your race leader goes around!
Your race leader twice now. He smashed the front end of that 38. That time off a self-spin.
Oh,
The nose looks
man.
pretty okay for slamming a concrete barrier, though.
Yeah, that was tough. He just goes into the corner, gets on the throttle, and those rear tires just break loose right there.
night.
And that's all she wrote. Good recovery, though. Quick 360, and off he goes. But Eddie Baker out to a commanding lead right now.
Yeah. Nope. Tyler coming down pit road. I don't know if that's because of a meatball or what's the case here. He's gonna
There's
park
another
it.
DNF. We are down to 3 drivers, Jeremy. The drivers out on the track. You got a podium. But we're going to talk to these 3 drivers in some order tonight. That is a guarantee. Eddie Baker, Joey LeMay, Braxton DeWeese. That is your top 3 and final 3 trucks on this one here. This seems like it's just a war of attrition at this point in time.
And Dustin, we still have half a race to go. We're at 32 to go out of 60, so buckle up for this crazy race. We've seen 3 times now the race leader has deleted themselves from the lead. Twice from Tyler Merritt, once from Eddie Baker. Now watch Eddie. Let's see with this 6-second advantage if he jumps these curves. This is probably the most fun I've seen. Nope, he's going to take it conservative there. You know, that's probably for the smart end of things, since you got this big lead now gifted to you. But he's been having so much fun monster trucking it through there, as he has nobody. Oh, there they are. I guess they're stacked up with one another. Is that Joey LeMay, Braxton DeWeese? They're within about 5 truck lengths. So we're just gonna lock our camera onto these 2 because at this point Eddie's on a different zip code.
Oh, yeah. And while we watch these guys, Jeremy, let's fire up something that we have not fired up in a while. Let's go turn up the tunes presented by Butt Kicker.
Yeah.
While we watch this battle here between Joey LeMay and Braxton DeWeese. We'll be right back with you.
Welcome back full screen here as we're on lap 33 of the scheduled 60 laps here this evening. We're down to 2.5 trucks. Well, hold on. It might be 2. Joey LeMay crashed it a lap ago. Heavy contact. Of course, he's missing a left front here. I think his left front tire's towed out, and then his right front fender's pushed in. That left front is definitely towed out, at least on my view.
Oh, yeah.
Not from the broadcast view, but from my screen. That thing is 15 degrees angled to the left. Heavy shot there to the 0 truck. And I would imagine this is a park it situation. Let's see what he does here. On pit road, no tires being changed. So that might have been the crew saying too much damage to repair. Because usually they would change the tires first and foremost. But nothing's being changed, Dustin. So I think they might have given the good old black flag there.
They could have, unless he elected not to change tires on this one here, just to try to increase the amount of time where they actually get to work on the car. Because when you're changing 4 tires, damage repair doesn't actually start while they're changing tires because your crew, simulated crew, is changing the tires. It doesn't start until after that's done. So that could have been an option as well. But right now, Jeremy, we are down to 2 working trucks out on the track right now. Eddie Baker, Braxton, Deweese. At this point in time, Jeremy, this is your top 2. Either Eddie's going to win it or Braxton's going to win it. One of the 2.
Down to party time. And the gap, by the way. Very competitive, 11-second difference between the 2. Very competitive. So we're gonna watch we're gonna watch 27 qualifying laps with a pit stop in between, unless somebody else decides to cannon themselves out of this race, which this track has kind of just been that way to not just the guys in the mid pack or back. It's been to the leaders, and now it's has a chance to do it to either first or second place. Dustin, we've called low driver count races before, and we can talk about it because, you know, we're watching it live, so there's literally no way to hide from it, so we're not going to fake that. But I don't think we've ever called a race that's over a half hour of time left with only 2 drivers involved. So we're breaking records here this evening at St. Pete.
Yeah, not the records we want to break, but yeah, I don't think we've ever had catastrophic failure on a number of entries that has left only two drivers on the track racing like that, like you said, with with still 25 laps to go, 26 to go in this race. So I mean, at this point in time, I mean, we know who the top 2 are going to be. And we know Joey LeMay. Actually, we know the top 3. We know Joey LeMay is going to get 3rd because they were the last 3 that were there. We just don't know how the top 2 are going to dice it out and how they're going to finish, because we have seen driver error take place.
Speaking of driver error, I think I just saw Braxton Deweese slap the turn 9 wall. He did. He crushed the left front a little bit more in his truck. Built Ford tough. It's got to be to take care of these concrete barriers. As we're about to complete lap 35 here, and yeah, this is I like Bryson Colwell's comment. The track is much more entertaining than what we are putting on tonight, because the other drivers are just too scared to show up for a road course. I agree. I agree. I mean, I want to know,
but you know what? He's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
I hope the drivers that are not participating tonight, at least a few of them, watch this broadcast and get to this point in the broadcast. If they do, just so we know that they were called out by multiple people, broadcasters and drivers alike, as Eddie Baker goes really wide there for some reason.
And you know what? I'll take it a step further, Jeremy. I'll take it a step further. Here's the thing: we know that at the start of this truck series, they had a good sized roster of drivers committed, and ready to go, and those drivers were still committed up to the Daytona opening race, and didn't show up. used the explanation that they had a league race that they had to finish. It was a season finale in another league. That was cool. Expected those drivers to show up the following week. Did not show up the following week. Here's the thing. If you were going to commit and you were going to sell it that you were going to be there, your word is everything at that point in time. And in this world, I'm going to sit here and take one of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite movies, Scarface. In this world, I have my word and my balls, and I don't break them for nobody. And that's the thing. You have got some committed drivers here that have been showing up every week, and this series could be so much better, so much more entertaining, so much more action-packed if drivers would stick true to their word.
And Dustin, we in the pre-race, we talked about the numbers because we knew Daytona was only like, what, 10 drivers. So when we know we pop into a road course for a broadcast, we know the numbers are just not going to be there, right? So we had a little fun bet over under 10. Of course, under won that one. But it was brought up to us that the lack of attendance is because it's not the Cup car, it's a truck. Well, if you drop the fact that, the Cup car is the Premier Series, and how about you install into your head that the Cup car sucks and the trucks and B car drive 10 times better. Once you install that into your never mind. Okay, Joe the May had disconnected from the session for a packet loss out of all things after his internal damage, so that officially locks in too. But yeah, if you just install into your head that this truck is probably the best thing to drive, that or the B car, just based on preferences, no one's going to agree that the Cup car is the best one. So make this the Cup car in your head.
Yeah, and I don't understand that. I mean, you and I have had discussions about it. I mean, the Cup car, I mean, it's a bag of turds. It is. I mean, real life drivers call it a bag of turds, maybe not in that exact verbiage, but they call it a bag of turds. And they're the ones that drive it and get paid millions to drive it, and they say it's NASCAR, it's a bag of turds. I don't understand the appeal, aside from what you said, which is, that's what the Cup guys, that's the top Premier Series in real life, and that's what we want to race. I don't understand the appeal of the Cup car. I cannot do it. I also scratch my head, Jeremy, that you know me. I run a couple leagues a week on Mondays and Wednesdays. Okay, Wednesdays, they're in this situation due to the update where they're trying different cars. The car that they were running, I absolutely loved. I had fun in that, had fun at it, at plate racing. It was awesome. And they're trying different things. Just because they're trying different things, and they've tried cars that I don't like, I still showed up and raced. Like, this doesn't... it makes no sense to me.
Yeah, you did that on the fly with your Tony Stewart car. You're like, man, I'm so excited to run this thing. And then last second, they're like, yeah, we're going to switch the car on you. And you're like, I'm thoroughly pissed. But guess what?
I was.
You still showed up.
That's right. And I was pissed, man. I was so stoked to debut the Nerds Are King 2010 Smoke Burger King throwback car that you put the work in on it, because that thing is sexy beyond belief. And they changed it last second. But guess what? It was to a car that I did not like, but I still showed up and I still raced. Like, it just, I don't understand it. And that's why leagues have such a hard time, is because of driver commitment like that. It floors me. And a lot of it was over the turd on wheels, the bag of turds known as the Gen 7.
By the way, for those who might tune in on Tuesdays, Ross Tatum, he's offered us Little Debbie's as a treat for our broadcasting this year, and sometime we might get that package. Tonight on Twitch, Dravon the Bounty Hunter says, ice creams are on me, boys. So we got ice cream being offered to us, Dustin. How do you feel about that?
Oh, you know what? I am a sucker for some ice cream. You know what? My man, you just made a friend for life. Let's do it. I don't care what Harry Hogg says. I'm coming in the pits whether you're eating ice cream or not. So
there you go. I would gift card that because it's not going to make the mail time. So just get you our QR codes after tonight's broadcast. And
Yeah, we won't get
some
ice cream.
going.
It'll just be sweet cream at that point in time.
It'll just be warm sweet cream. Not good. So we're gonna cycle the cameras between the two. I'm actually trying to figure out who's gonna hit the wall first, Dustin. Is it gonna be Braxton? Is it gonna be Eddie? Braxton's been the more vulnerable driver of the two, but
Because he's trying to make time up. If I was going to put it on one, and it's not due to lack of skill by any means with Braxton. Both of these drivers have way more skill on their pinky finger than I probably do in my entire body. But I would say probably Braxton, just because he's going to be pushing it harder to try to close that 16-second gap up a little bit. Braxton Weeks look like he's coming down pit road right now, Jeremy. This is a scheduled pit stop. Remember, they can only go about 25 laps on a tank of fuel, so they were going to have to stop at least once to top off to get them enough fuel to make it to the end.
no issues, please, on pit road. You do not need. You're trying to. He's been falling off to us, and he caught Eddie Baker from 10 to 8 seconds, and then from 8 seconds he fell back to 13 before that pit stop. So he was losing some tire, he was losing some grip. Oh, Eddie Baker almost loses it there in the kink there between 9 and 10. That would have been tragic. Keeps it going
Especially
straight
with the
there.
lead that he has, that definitely would have
Yeah.
been tragic.
He's just trying to keep himself awake at this point. He's got some W in the cockpit of this truck. Now, let's see if he comes down pit road this time. I would imagine he would, but nope. He's going to extend this thing out. He wants the fresh tires for the end of the run here. He's going to maximize this run before the short cycle to complete this event. 19 laps to go. Race number 3 at St. Pete.
Yeah, and like I said, it's at this point in time, Jeremy, about the only thing that is going to close this up or swap positions is literally going to be a mistake out of Eddie Baker in that 84. That's going to be the only thing, whether it's a pit road mistake, violation, or what we have seen happen to all three of the top runners at some point in time. Technically 4. I mean, it's happened to Eddie Baker, it happened to Tyler Merritt, it happened to Braxton DeWeese, and Joey LeMay while he was running third. So we've seen it happen to all 3 of the top runners in this race. But, I mean, realistically, that's going to be the only thing that is going to close this separation up and give Braxton DeWeese a chance.
Shout out to Eddie Baker for being literally the only person, minus us, in the whole entire Discord for Smoky Mountain. I almost want to pull him in here and just talk to him for the next 15 laps, but I don't want to mess him up because Braxton's still on track. Braxton is still out there turning laps. I do not want to mess him up, but I want to pull him in here so bad and just chat with him as he completes this race.
That would be hilarious, but I agree. I mean, with the track as tough as what it can be, and it can jump out and bite you at a moment's notice, I don't want to do that. Now, if something happens to where he's the only truck out there on the track, absolutely. To sit here and get some color commentating in here as well, besides listening to us two jabronis up here talking about the bag of turds Gen 7 or getting our ice cream or Little Debbie's in there. Speaking of Little Debbie's, you know what sat here and spawned that whole thing? I don't know if you caught up on Discord. Is Ross Tatum did a wicked loose for the 84 coming out of that corner, but Ross Tatum did an AI image of his driver pick dressed up as Little Debbie. And I snagged that thing off of Discord, and I said, if Jeremy and I do not get our package of Little Debbie's, I said, this is going to be Ross Tatum's new driver pick on the broadcast. And in the very next message, he goes, DM me your guys' address privately.
Did you send mine and yours?
No, I haven't DM'd him yet.
No, what are you doing, guy? Yeah, if you're gonna make a threat, you have to follow through.
I
with the
will. That
response.
just happened today, my guy. It just happened today, but I mean, it was priceless. And I have it. I have it stored. So even if he goes to erase that message, oh, Ross, buddy, it's locked in, my guy. The nerds have it, and we can do some crazy, funny stuff with it.
That's why we're nerds. We're gonna do it. That's fantastic. Speaking of Frost Buddy, and you made a little rhyme there at the beginning of the broadcast. grab a W and put it in your Frost Buddy. Like, I feel like there's something there for that co-partnership that we've just picked up. That's our latest two partnerships, by the way. I'm still waiting on my Shelf Love 40-ounce thick buddy that they have for the wife. And should be here soon. I just got my W stuff today. You saw it on the camera. Dude, that drink, that s'mores flavor drink, that is... I could drink that 5 times over. I know you're not supposed to because of the caffeine content, but
You got me excited
man,
because I have that same flavor coming in. The wife and I have that flavor coming in. I still have my fruit punch flavor coming in. It's gonna be good.
yeah, you're in for a treat, man.
The Japanese yuzu, I think, is gonna be the next one we're gonna order. If you like lemonade flavor or anything else, or something that tastes like fair lemonade, that stuff is primo.
Yeah, I really just want to top my cup off again. And it's working too. I was so tired of work today. I was, I thought I was gonna pass out in front of my customers here today. And I come home, I have this, and all of a sudden I'm fully wired for a 2-car race at St. Pete. If that tells you how well it works.
It works so well that you're calling a race that does a car race that doesn't have cars in it, man. We got trucks here. I mean, that's how wired you are.
Oh boy, he caught me on the terminology, Mr. Lawyer himself.
No, I see myself as being liked, not unliked. So well, we're not gonna go down that route.
Do people like TSA?
It depends. I mean, it's
okay.
You know what they say. I mean, it's only gay if it's not TSA. So
that's true.
84 Eddie Baker in for his scheduled pit stop now as he comes down pit road. Remember, the only thing that's really going to close this up is going to be a mistake from that man right there on your screen. Driver 84 Eddie Baker, last week's winner, and he's looking to try to double it up as long as he can keep it clean. And you were talking about Frost Buddies, Jeremy. I'm still torn on which one I want to get. I'm either looking at the Universal or the Universal XL. And the only reason why I'm looking at the XL is because it also holds a 20-ounce pop bottle as well. And that's the only reason why I'm looking at the XL over just the Universal. And I'm still torn, but the Universal has so many more designs on it. So I'm still stuck. I haven't got my order in yet, but I'm stuck.
Yeah, just try to figure out how many times a week you're popping a soda bottle versus a can. They'll kind of answer that question. If it's like once a week, I'm not going to do it because it's just that much bigger. But if you're doing it 3-4 times a week, then absolutely go ahead and upgrade. But for me, it's all canned drinks minus my water bottle I carry with, and now my W shaker. Gonna have that at least once a day. And plus, that's cheaper. It's only $1 a drink versus your $3 energy drinks or your $6 coffee from the store. So that's exciting. It's going to save me money, and I get to keep my energy levels. But yeah, it's so tough though. The Universal non-XL is literally the most designed cup, and they have this like tattoo thing, I think, where you can create your own custom etching on the side of your cup. And yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Like I said, I've got a couple of them, but you got to figure it out soon, though. You can't just talk about it. You got to be about it, right?
I know, and that's what I'm saying. I've really been hammering and studying. I'm probably leaning more so towards just the default Universal, because I don't know if having the bigger thermal cooler is gonna be worth just the 20-ounce pop bottle, because I feel like I do way more cans than bottles on anything. So, and the Universal still fits the long necks and everything else for your adult beverages, which is good. So I'm probably leaning towards the Universal, but I don't know if I'm gonna try to do a custom tattoo etching on it or get one of their licensed ones. The Ghostbusters ones, man, I've really been digging that one. Those look pretty sick, and I've kind of been eyeballing those.
Oh, you talking about the all black one?
No, I'm talking about the one that looks like their uniform, and it has the Ghostbusters logo on one side, and it's oozing out of the top. And on the flip side, it actually has all 4 of their patches from their uniform with their names.
There you go. Very cool there. I got a very, very, very busy race control on our text messages here. When I say very busy, he's probably never been more busy in his life right now, watching these final 13 laps around this 14-turn road course, street course action in Florida. He's asking for a Florida Panthers etched. Race control doesn't know these things cost money when you ask for the etching. The 40-ounce cup is $50.
No,
It's well worth it, by the way. The price is like, you'll get your money's worth, but
yes, and
if
here's the thing.
Race reporter wants to do that.
No,
I mean,
no, Steve, hear me out, my guy. The Universal is the way to go. They actually have the NHL licensing on them, and I've actually been looking at it for the Blackhawks because I'm a Chicago sports fan, not a Chicago City fan. Screw the city of Chicago. Sports teams are the only good thing that comes out of that place. And I mean that. Not even the street course is worth it, so that's just me. But they actually have the universal ones that you can, they look like the actual NHL jerseys of the team you choose. It looks pretty cool, and they actually have MLB ones for the very same thing. So I'm telling you, those are the ones you want to take a gander at.
I was going to keep hitting that button now. Oh, but like he just linked his own Panther one that he wanted, so there you go. He answered his own question. That's a pretty cool looking cup too. Make sure you use the /Nerditudes at the end of your frostbuddy.com
yes,
link.
frostbuddy.com/Nerditudes. If anybody's going to go and take a look at it, they got some cool stuff. And that is an Illinois-based, it's an Illinois-based and headquartered company. It started in Illinois. It's headquartered in Illinois, which just so happens to be the headquarters for Nerditudes as well. So that's pretty cool.
It's actually Newton, Illinois, which is
Illinois.
a 4-hour rough drive between you and them.
Yep.
It's the whole state, but still technically the same state. You see the 84 monster truck it there.
He's worrying me out when he does that, Jeremy. He's worrying me when he pops it like that. We have seen these trucks get, just completely lose it on moves and turns that are less as intense as what we just seen him do.
Yeah. So we've given our new partners tons of shout outs at this point. We have 4 Twitch viewers and 7 YouTubers.
And you know what? Hats off to you guys. Like no joke. I have 4 on Twitch, 7 on YouTube. Hats off to you guys. You know what? Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Hats off to you guys for sticking with it with 2 trucks, listening to Jeremy and I go on and on. Oh, there you go. All right. Yeah, you can't do it with the headset on, my guy. You can't do it with the headset on. There you go. Throwback. But
this is for Steve. Hold on, this is for Steve.
Oh, what do you got?
Yeah, he got me this hat a while ago. It's been chilling next to my. If I want to go throwback, Rusty Walls.
Oh yeah, there you go. But hats off to you guys. Much appreciated. We love and respect you guys. It's awesome you guys have hung out. We are almost to the end. This has definitely been a race of attrition for sure, but thank you guys.
My hat's staying on, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. You put it on. It has to stay on now. We got 10 laps to go. It has to stay on, and it has to stay on through post-race interviews too. I mean, we're only going to have, well, maybe 2, because Braxton usually hops in after the race, so we're looking at 2 interviews, because Joey LeMay is... he checked out. He's gone.
Yeah, he gone. How are we going to interview the 84? We have 10. Oh, Eddie just slapped the wall there. How are we going to interview Eddie? He's the only person that we can interview because Braxton doesn't show up on Discord. So how do we ask him a question, or do we just say, hey, congrats, thank your sponsors? Like, How do we do this in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, just like what we always do, you know? Ask him what it is. Your brother, man. Oh, Bri, you cracking me up in there. Question, is this practice? No, my guy, this is the race. The other drivers, St. Petersburg was a much tougher track than initially anticipated, and this is who we have left running. We have had situations happen to every single driver tonight, to include the two left out there on the track, your race leader, Eddie Baker, and second place, Braxton DeWeese.
Nine to go. Let's thank that sponsor that's currently on the screen real quick. Let's just run through them. Twisted Speed Setups. We've had some partners in the past, Dustin, who supplied us some great setups. But this Twisted group, they have, I think, the most diverse lineup of setups out of any shop.
Oh, hands down.
And at the best price. Check this out. This is kind of crazy, right? You go to like any of the top competitive ones, right? And you have one car for one track, and it's like $5 or $6 for one car or one track, right? For Twisted Speed Setup, you can pay $5 on a GT3 week for IMSA or the GT Sim Cube series, and you get all 13 GT3 setups. That's not like NASCAR where it's the same setup divided by 3 cars. No, each car is different. They have their own BOPs. They have their own this and that. And they have all 13 setups for one price of $5 a week. That is stupid. And when I say stupid, that's a good stupid. So I'm glad we brought them on board. We've been using them. They helped us really a ton over the Watkins Glen weekend. We ran their setup. It was phenomenal. It just and I run them in the GT Cube Sim series
until Brian
on the
got
personal from Weekly.
Until Brian got targeted from a GTP.
Yeah, you know,
not once, but twice. Not to rub salt in the wound there, Brian.
Yeah, he got completely obliterated. It's so funny because they're going up the hill. Watkins Glen to S is there and turns, 2, 3, 4, that kind of deal. And the slower cars, aka us, the GT3s, we stay in our racing line. It is up to the faster cars, aka the GTP, to find a way around. That's how it's always been ever. We stuck to the S's. Of course, you hug the right, then you hug the left. That's how that works. And he just ran right through us, right up the middle, blitz style, threw us in the air. We get back on track. The GTP then tracks us for a half a lap within two car length gap, gets to the bus stop, and then just destroys us again because he thought we were in the wrong the first time. And Brian had nothing wrong. So thanks, Brian, for putting a target on your back. But Spa 24 is going to be a different story because there's no faster cars to deal with. It's just us.
Right. So going to be putting in some practice time over the weekend and this week. I was expecting to run Watkins Glen this past Monday in my my Monday ARCA series, Goat Locker Racing, and I pulled a big dumb and didn't check the schedule date, and Watkins Glen isn't until this coming Monday. So I have Watkins Glen on Monday, and Jeremy, I know I tried to tell you I wanted to focus on one road course before the other, and that's why I was now kind of hoping that Watkins Glen would have been this past Monday. But I'm going to have to focus on ARCA cars at Watkins Glen and then really put in the seat time in the rig to get Spa down and the Corvette on those Twisted Speed setups. So it's going to be an interesting week leading up to next week.
I think you just jump into any car at any road course and just kind of get the apexes of a corner down and, this and that, and the rhythm sections. And had a train of thought here about something. I don't know, it's gone at this point. Oh well. But yeah, you're gonna do. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw that you've been talking to me all week. You should run the race for me, or you should help me with practice, or whatever the case is. I load up my Discord app, and I'm like, okay, who's where? Just a casual scroll, and I see you streaming, and it shows you at Daytona. I'm like, this guy promised me Watkins Glen all week, and he shows up at Daytona.
Yeah,
So that was a complete mystery to the calendar, huh?
it was 7-6, not 6:30, on that one. But yeah, I seen that nobody else was on, so I'm like, you know what? I'll hop into my only Monday premiere series start at OP. In the ironically enough, the freaking bag of turds next gen or Gen
Your
7,
favorite.
my favorite. And it ended exactly how you would expected it. It collected in all kinds of shenanigans. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, I can see why I don't run these that often. Yesterday was
I
a
get
different
that.
story. Almost recreated my 700 sim win in a Jack Daniels throwback with Icon apparel on it that you painted up. At the same track where I got that 700th win. Came up one position short, but I was right there, man, right there. So definitely a lot better of a race than what I had Monday.
Yeah, very good. That's the kind of races where we don't mind if we lose, right? I don't mind losing if it's top 3, top 5. Like, I'm happy with that.
Right?
But I am extremely happy to lose a 0.2, or in your case, 0.1 second loss. Because you given it basically everything you could. You got beat by physics. And sometimes you just don't fight that argument. You just let physics do what physics are going to do. Because you could make it worse or upset some people. So, but good stuff, man. Good stuff. Maybe that'll keep you motivated even more for the next week. And maybe you can replicate what you did and find some more success there in that top 3.
Yeah, we'll find out. But we are down to 4 laps to go, Jeremy. Eddie Baker out to almost a 30-second lead at this point in time. So again, what was stated earlier, that's about the only way that anything is going to change on this one here. Eddie Baker's going to drive away from this one here. Pending nothing happening, Braxton DeWeese will take second place. And I mean, heck, we might as well sit here and call the remaining part of the lineup here because they're all locked in. They're not changing positions. They're have backed out. Trucks went behind the simulated wall to the garage. Joey LeMay is going to finish P3. Tyler Merritt will bring home P4. Chris Cash will get a top 5 tonight. Bryson Colwell will finish 6th. Brandon Cooper will take 7th. And Raymond Bell will round out the 8-car field tonight. The only thing is we are just waiting 3 more laps to lock in the final 2 positions, which are actually the 2 positions at the top of the timing pylon, and that's first place and second place.
Okay. Yep. 3 laps. A couple more conversation pieces to have. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'll say 2 weeks ago. I brought up to Steve's attention. At what point can a league host a street course series? Because we have almost enough, right? If you count Miami, if you count here at St. Pete, you count Naval Base Coronado, you count Long Beach, you could throw in Sebring.
Chicago Road Course.
Technically, we got Le Mans, like the actual big Le Mans. I got the... I think there's like 9 tracks you could throw on a schedule, and so I'm hoping sometime, somewhere, they throw a street course, because they got more planned, I would imagine, as they pop up from time to time. But that'd be kind of fun to see. Maybe even do that as an official series, a street course series, and just pick a random car for it. 2 laps to go, by the way. 2 laps to go, presented by Credit Nerd Bank.
That's right. I can guarantee you, Jeremy, if they do that series, I will not race. I know, shocker, right?
Huge shocker. Steve says Sebring is not a street course, and so I want to bring this in the conversation. What do you think, Dustin? It's technically not a street course. He is correct by definition. However, it is driving on the little roads that lead around the main runway. It is just as bumpy as a street course. I feel like this track is actually more smoother than Sebring when it comes to street course like corners.
Yeah, but
You know,
so
has this,
so I
it's a
mean,
closed course. So like, would you if you were to build a schedule right now, would you put Sebring in a street course series?
okay, so I mean, refresh my memory though, but there's no part of Sebring that actually goes on any actual road, correct? It's all the taxiways and stuff like that on the
Yeah, it's the
old.
taxiways.
So I mean, to me, I would say
You've driven it.
I would say it is not a street course. The naval base of Coronado and everything else, it does drive on the actual streets that are on the naval base, which is what would lock that in as a street course. Sebring, to me, it's just on the taxiways and the runways and everything else that are there. That's not a street course, because those taxiways are not used for vehicles. It's more for aircraft.
I mean, they are vehicles.
Yeah, but I mean, it's when they're used for aircraft, they're not called streets.
I know. There's no
So
street.
yeah,
There's
I
no
mean,
address.
it's a technicality, and I get it. I could see it honestly. I could see it going both ways. To answer your question, I probably would throw it in there, just because it teeters. It kind of teeters that fine line, and I just to err on the side of caution, I would probably throw it into a street course lineup if I was going to. But I mean, for all intents and purposes, I mean, I agree with Steve that it's not technically a street course. As expected, Eddie Baker here having a little fun, slipping and sliding here. 37-second lead as he crosses the line. Eddie Baker wins the Nana Cash's Craft at St. Petersburg.
And the crowd goes mild. They're actually probably wild, because the race is over. We did it, Dustin. We survived 2 trucks over 30 laps. St. Pete. Impressive feat by us. Congratulations to you for surviving. We had our W's in our hands. We were
That's
rocking and
how
rolling
we
with
did
that,
it.
carrying
That's
the
how we
momentum.
did it, man. It was the W's, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm just impressed that it tastes so good. It's $1 a drink. It gives you the caffeine you need to motivate yourself. For a night like this, as Eddie is just throwing it around for one more time. And right there, the second place truck just crossed the line. So after all drivers that are active in the race, once they cross the line, then it officially becomes official. So Eddie then can slap the wall and give as many X's as needed, and it won't count toward against him. So let's bring him in before he even stops driving. Let's do this, Dustin. I don't know if you want to load up Victor Lansing or just leave it on here. Does not matter to me.
Nah, we gotta give him the victory lane,
Oh,
man.
Braxton pulled up. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right.
Yeah. He joined.
All right.
All right. Well, here we go. We're on camera. Braxton, congratulations on P2, one of 2 lone survivors. Walk us through what it's like to drive 30 laps with 2 drivers on a track.
Yeah, especially with our truck being almost destroyed. It was a little unfortunate. It was just out there making laps, but this is my first time racing on this track, so this track's pretty fun. It's definitely a lot more fun when you don't have damage and you're able to get after a little bit more. But yeah, there was a lot of mistakes happening just from out of everybody. I know that Eddie hit me a little bit. I got a little bit of damage and kind of hit the wall a little bit. And after that, I just started to add on to it. The truck was pretty crap from there on out, but it is what it is. Just happy to at least finish second, I guess. 3 races in a row to start the season, but it could always be worse.
Yeah, it definitely could always be worse. Bridesmaid again, but that's not a bad problem to have, though, especially when you're trying to track points. But walk us through. I mean, how was the track? You said first time running it. How was the track? Damage aside, clean truck and everything else. This is a very racy street course. Not a lot of room either way. So kind of walk us through from your point of view how it was out there racing with the other trucks and racing the track itself.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting just trying to set up. Corners were pretty tight, but they were very flowy. You could definitely get in a pretty solid rhythm around the track, and it wasn't a really huge road course or street course, I should say. At least it didn't feel like it compared to like Chicago. Um, the tire wear and was definitely a big difference, and just trying to make sure you weren't sliding around and trying to keep it up to the trucks in front of you, or at least try to keep the truck behind you somewhere around there. And yeah, it was just I mean, it was fun. Um, Definitely a little slidey. Just gotta work on my road course race a little bit more. If there's any kryptonite that I have, it's probably that. But nonetheless, we're still able to get a second in a road course, so we'll take it. But a win's coming.
Yeah, 1,000% there, man. Second place, second place, second place. You'll get there. You'll get just one step up here sometime soon. Just keep putting those performances. But thank your sponsors, all that fun stuff, man. Know you like to shout out quite a bit, so you got the extra time here with one less driver in the interview section of the broadcast. So have at it, man.
I appreciate it as always. Wooden nickel band on the truck. Interstate 4, 3 Dips Ice Cream Shop. About to go finish up that ice cream from earlier. Bullwinkle Steak Time, Dewey's Renovations, Superior Sim Racing. You can use the code BDR5 for 5% off over there. Elevated TV, Ghost Train, Evan Pieta Designs, Phillips Wraps and Graphics, Our Pete's House, Winchester, Indiana. Beaver Contracting for sponsoring the Roadsters at Anderson. That's our next race. Is at Anderson Speedway in Indiana, July 11th. And it's looking like it'll be the Roval, so hopefully we can do pretty well. That'll be our second start at Anderson and our first start on the Roval. I'll be making a video about that, and a video is up on my page, Braxton D Racing, right now, of my race at Winchester when we got second in all the sessions, and we had an opportunity to go for the win at Winchester. So it's pretty cool. You go check it out if you're interested in racing. And we actually go full throttle with them cars around that half-mile high bank track, so it's pretty gnarly. But I appreciate y'all, and hopefully we can be one spot better next week.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Have a good rest of your night, and we will catch you next week.
I appreciate it. Y'all take care. Y'all take care, I should say.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Braxton Deweese there, P2 truck number 8. Dustin, he said he finished second in his real life race.
I was just
He
gonna
finished
say that
second
this is
here.
the man of second place, man.
Tried to change his number to Deuce.
Right? I was just thinking that, Jeremy. You and me, man, on the same wavelength.
Well, we stated 477 broadcasts, and that's only just about a 20% of the time that we've known each other. So there's that.
That's facts.
Makes sense, right?
Facts.
Now, race winner from Icon Apparel Company, Victory Lane, going to this guy who won by 38 seconds. 2 trucks on the field to complete the thing for the last half. Eddie Baker, congratulations. How was it as your race leader, man? There was 3 times in this race where the race leader has wrecked themselves essentially and lost it and had to get it back.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely overbroke and got into the back of Braxton at one point, made a mistake, and then also before the stage, I totally wasn't paying attention and shifted from second to third when I should have stayed in second, and it caused me to go off in the runoff there. So I mean, those were just self mistakes on my part, but it did look like it was pretty challenging for everybody else. I don't know. It sucks because I really love road racing, especially with an H pattern and NASCAR stuff. I hate that we didn't have a good turnout. I hate that there was a lot of trouble for others and people backed out. And I hate that it had to be 2 cars at the end. I was really hopeful it was going to be like a 4 car battle for the lead the whole time.
Yeah, and I mean, it was tough. I mean, but we had talked about this track here poses its own level of challenges. Um, and it's one of those, just like if you do endurance racing or anything else, I mean, you got to practice and prep for it. And schedules sometimes just don't line up for it. But with this thing pretty much having concrete all the way around it, I mean, one little mishap does some massive damage to the truck. So, I mean, it can get tough. But I tell you what, man, I mean, 2 wins now, back to back. You came in tonight with the points lead. Obviously, going to leave with the points lead. It seems like you have really found your calling here in the trucks, compared to those freaking bags of turds called the Gen 7s. What can we expect the rest of the season out of that 84 team?
I mean, I expect this truck to be competing for the win every week. The truck is set up nicely. I'm really a big fan of H patterns, the solid rear axle, 5 lug nuts, smaller wheels, tires, just the classic NASCAR stock car type of vehicle. That Gen 7 car just is not it. I can't stand it. I hate the rack and pinion. I hate the sequential. I hate the IRS. I just hate that car. And that
It's a
kind of
bag of
showed
turds.
last season. It is. You got it right. I mean, last season really showed it. I am not a bad driver by any means. Am I a god? No, but I am decent and very competitive, and I will run hard and clean. And that car just makes me look awful. It makes me look like I belong in rookie class. So it's just that car. But anything, if we do Gen 4 trucks, O'Reilly's, ARCA, any of that, you can expect me to hopefully compete at least for a top 5. But I aim for competing for the win week in and week out with that stuff.
I think Dustin just found a new best friend.
Facts.
Really just tear into the Gen 7. So
Facts.
It's truth, though. I mean, the car's
it's
junk.
so true.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so
Go
true.
back and watch the broadcast. It was like lap 35 or so. Jeremy and I went on like a 5 to 10 minute tangent about the crappy Gen 7s and everything else. So it was good. I mean, with 2 trucks on the track, I mean, we had to fill the time on it. So we had some good discussions, though. I mean, it was good.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing those hot takes. I mean, if we had that Gen 7 in here, there's no way you'd be hopping curbs. There's no way you'd be sliding it sideways in the corners. You'd
Oh,
be in
you
the
had me
wall,
worried.
upside down.
You had me worried, my guy. I seen you popping that, what was it, the turn 11? Yeah, like 11 or 12.
11, 12.
Yeah, you were popping that curb, and I'm like, and because I stated, I'm like, the only thing that's going to change the outcome of this race is a mistake out of the 84. You kept monster trucking that. I'm like, oh, Jesus, man, he is making me nervous, and I'm just sitting up in the booth.
The truck just loves it. It just eats that curb. You kind of chip it in there and it pitches itself to the right. And as long as you aim perfectly, you're not going to end up in the grass. A couple times I did end up in the grass. I think I saw a few others do it too. But you just got to hold a steady wheel, which you can save this truck, which is nice. This style of vehicle. So I mean, unlike the other car, I'm sure you guys remember Bristol, where I come off the corner, saved it, and then it spun itself out because I saved it. That thing's just junk.
And to think that the Gen 7 is partially an IMSA road course-ish, but yet it can't take a curb more than, what, 3 inches off the ground, so...
Yeah, it's brutal. And I mean, I wish that more people showed up tonight, and I wish more people put in the effort. I know I put up a test session, out of pocket to help people out. Nobody came to it, but this track is actually a hell of a lot of fun with this truck. I was having a blast. I don't care if I was by myself. I didn't care if Braxton left, anybody left. I was all alone. I just wanted to log the laps. It's just so much fun to drive. It's a bit of a handful, but not an uncontrollable handful. You can really do some cool stuff with it. I'm sure it would have looked cooler with, like I said, 4 or 5 of us going for the win. Braxton and I had a nice little battle until I gave him a shot in the butt there by accident. I didn't want to pass him like that, so I kind of just held the brake and let him keep going. I felt bad for that. That was an accident. But
We shouted you out and commended you on that, too, on that sportsman move, so...
I appreciate it because I was like, I'm not like that. I don't like to ship somebody like that and take it. I
Exactly
definitely,
what we said.
especially when the 38 was light years ahead, anyways. I didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah, 1000% there. And well, congrats, man. You got the checker flag here this evening. I think that's 2 wins in a row. So, what's your final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy to have enjoyed this race. Like I said, it sucks that not a lot of people showed up. I'd like to challenge some people to show up. I mean, I don't want to have
Oh, we called them
couple of
out.
us up here.
We
We
did.
called them out.
I'd love to see if somebody can come in here and put me in my place. Put Braxton or even Tyler in his place. Somebody come out here and challenge us. Do something for God's sake. But let's get the truck count up. I mean, it's a fun vehicle to drive. I do look forward to Darlington next week. I'm sure there's going to be probably 15 to 18 that show up for that, but that's one of my worst tracks. So I'm going to go with the top 5 for me. It'll be good at that place.
All right, man. Well, hopefully we get enough numbers to make it a fun, competitive race for everybody. Appreciate your time. Good watching you turn some laps here at St. Pete, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Happy 4th, and see you guys next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Eddie Baker, driver the number 84 there in the Icon Apparel Company Victory Lane for our post-race show. Also presented by iRacing iFlag. All right, Dustin. Well, we don't need to really recap, right? I think we did enough talking. Just
They don't
off
want to
the
listen
cuff.
to us anymore. That is for sure. I appreciate you
They're
guys though
tossing it, man.
for hanging in there. You guys and gals are troopers, man.
Pick up some W, by the way. Delicious. All right. That's it, Dustin. Closing this thing out. Catch us Tuesday. Should go OTSS racing. We're going to see, probably the most cleanest racing I have seen on a Tuesday night in a long time for our side there. They've been doing fantastic for us. I'm expecting some little W's. Then we got some ice cream gift cards along the way. We're gonna get fat and happy over here on our broadcast, man. But you guys have a good weekend. Stay safe on this 4th of July. Go blow up some fireworks, and we'll catch you Tuesday.
And as always, it is not goodbye. Just till next time. Have a safe and happy 4th of July. Blow the fireworks up, not your digits. Stay safe out there.
Touchscreen and louder to the range. Fuel burns in the glow of the pixel blaze. The rubber is rolling with a fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines climb. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors